Hi everyone, my name's Simone Hirsch. I'm the Learning Support Teacher and the Learning Support Coordinator at Anzac Park Public School, and I'm just going to take you through a quick presentation to show you how to use some of the resources that we made for you so that you can support your child at home. Okay, so we're going to be talking about routines and how you can use these to structure your child's learning at home. I'm not sure about you, but we've had all of these feels in our house for the past few weeks. So hopefully we can reduce some stress and get you on a road to success. So we're going to talk about routines for a school day at home. Routines create structure, predictability, and they lessen anxiety. I'm going to give you an example of how to create a visual daily routine and talk about why they're important and the fact that you need to, for them to work really well, you need to reinforce them by having consistent visuals. So your daily schedule will match up with your checklist, will match up with your social story. We're providing all of these for you, but you can create your own as well. So I'll go through the resources that we've made to support you. They're not essential. They're here to help you if you are looking for guidance and assistance. But if you start looking through them and you think, whoa, this is too much, then just stop. It's only there to help. There are some people that are saying, please give us more. We want to read more. We want to know more things. And so we're catering for everybody. But they are not essential. Again, it's just there to help you. And your child's class teacher will support you and your child's learning. So let's start by looking what we have here. A daily schedule is exactly that. It is just going to be a routine that you put up, and you could use pegs, you can use Velcro because children like to pull it off as they do the routine, but it's just a visual timetable of what's going on through your day. This reduces stress because children start to become familiar with what's happening, they know what's going to happen next, and that kind of predictability really lessens anxiety, and it allows them to become more independent, which, as we know, is what we all want, to have a few minutes to ourselves. So we've got here the visuals that we're giving you, but again, you can create your own. There's lots online, and I've given you some extra links in the resources too. You can also take photos of your own child. That is a really great reinforcer. But you're going to line up. I find the best way to do it is just to print off some big ones of these and line them up on your wall. And at the beginning of the day, you can just go through them and say, this is what we're doing today. To match this, we've created a daily routine checklist. Done this with a lot of this with the help of our amazing SLSOs. We have absolutely fantastic teachers' aides, and they have really gone above and beyond, which is, we're so lucky. So here we've got a daily routine checklist, again with the same visuals for you, and that will reinforce for the child, your child, what's happening next. Everybody likes to tick things off because it gives you that feeling of achieving something and knowing how far you're progressing through your day, what you've got to do next. And kids particularly love to have something to tick off, so it's a great idea to have something like this. Now, to match that, you're going to have a social story, and a social story is basically just explaining the situation. So you're going to be explaining that checklist, that daily routine to your child through a story. And I would start off by reading the story to them before you start the social story and say, before you start the routines, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to have a daily routine, and let's talk about your home learning routine. Then you start using it, and you can start using the routine, and you can keep referring back to this story, and you can use pictures of your child doing things in the routine for this story, which they will also love. Again, we've created that for you. Now, to support here, we've got some ideas and resources. These match each one of these. So if we go back here, you can see the pictures. So where it says sing, we've given you some. It's always nice to start off the day before the Zoom call, just maybe get together and do a song like the Days of the Week song. We've given you a whole lot of links that you could just choose one, and that could be your morning song that you sing together. We've got some ideas for during crunch and sip. We've got some Maths activities, again, this is not instead of your classroom program, it's something you work out with your teacher. It's if you're feeling like, okay, I want something else to extend them, or they're finding that thing too hard in their class learning, so we'll go and do this one instead. And we've given you some ideas for different websites for different songs and things to get them active and exercising, some ideas for art. So basically all of these, click through to find a whole lot of resources. Again, it is based on something that you might wish to explore. It might be something you're interested in. You might be desperately looking for things to do that at least you feel like your child's learning, but these are not essential, and they're only to support if you want ideas. The main point of contact is your child's teacher, because they will support you with your child's learning. Now, in this, I'll just take you into this actual document so you can have a look. So here is the document, and we look in, and you can see there's a song for brushing your teeth. There's a fruit or vegetable game that you could play during Crunch and Sip. There are some books, children's books about different foods that you could read all about for lunch, and some reward charts to help support the visual timetable. So you would tick off every time they tick something on their to-do list. They could then get a tick or a stamp or something in one of these charts, which if you click on, you'll be able to see these. And if they make the whole chart, then they get some sort of small reward at the end of the day, and that motivates them throughout the day. And again, it's that consistency and using those same charts to keep rewarding and keep them motivated towards completing everything you want them to do. We have further down, bedtime routine, some books to read. Audiobooks are fantastic while you're going to sleep, and some mindfulness apps if they want to do a little bit of calming down, either at the beginning of the day or in the middle of the day or as they're going to sleep. There's some really good apps in there that can help with that. We'll see in here you've got your visual routine resources, and then your interactive routine, and another in a document that I've got here. So again, these are just extra resources just to help you with that. And if we go up here where it says maths, in here we've got some maths ideas. So here are some of the ideas that we have. Whoops. And I'll just take you through that document very quickly, but essentially you're just going to choose 3 ideas and give your child the same 3 activities to do during maths every single day. And that could be tracing the letters, making the numbers out of Play-Doh, and then drawing everything up to 10. So you might say, I want you to draw 1 fish, 2 dogs, 3 cats, and etc. up till 10, and they know they have to do the same exactly the same activities every day for the whole week. And the reason that we do the same one is that they become very familiar with the activity. They don't need to ask for help. It just becomes something that they have to do to complete their work, and they're able to do it themselves. They can be independent, and that is what we're working towards. So let's have a look at that document. Here it is. So this is the maths routine, 3 things that you're doing. You can either put them into little baskets for your child or just into a folder, and they know that it's time for maths and I've got to go and complete my 3 maths activities. So here are just some ideas with some links if you want. Again, your classroom teacher is your first port of call. And I've just put in here how this looks at school, because we also do this sometimes at school for students that need a little bit of an independent learning area to help them to focus and to develop those skills themselves. It might be a bit distracting with the rest of the class, so they might have their own personal desk just for some activities. And as you can see, it has their visual timetable and prompts around there for them. If you click on this link here, which I won't do right now, but there's a great video one of our fabulous teachers have made, Mrs. Smith, and it takes you through how she teaches a visual routine in her class with a student that had one of these independent learning areas. I'll now take you through one of this interactive routine that I made, and it is Google Slides. If you're familiar with that or not, you can open that up, and it's interactive for you to use with your child so that you can actually create. Here you would put all of these little bits into your daily routine. You can choose whichever one you like, and they move it across when they're finished, or they put a dot on it, they move the dot across when they're finished, and then it's star time, and then they can choose which one of these they want to move over to their star when they're finished. Another technique that we use is first and then. If sometimes students are saying, no, I want to be playing with this now, which is a very familiar thing I would imagine at home. I want to go and ride my bike now. Okay, first, and you would put reading, and you would put that over into here, then bike ride, and we would just keep prompting that. We wouldn't over talk it with the student. We'd just go first reading, then bike, and slowly they'll get the message, and they will know that once they complete that, they can move on to the next thing. There is a booklet that goes with that, so every little icon here, I've made some resources that go with that, so you can have a look when you're going out for your walk, just some ideas that you could do, such as today we're going to find as many things as we can that start with an sound as we go for a walk, or I'm going to guess that towards this tree it's going to take me 10 steps. What do you guess? Is it going to be more than 10 steps or less than 10 steps? And even something as simple as when you're having a bath at the end of the day routine is you might pour the water into different size cups and order the amount of water in size. So there are just some incidental learning things that you can do during the day if you want to. So before we move back to that, I'll just take you into this document to show you how to use it. So it's fairly self-explanatory once you're in there. You need to make a copy of the document so that you own it and you can move it around. And I'm just going to say, okay, I've put learning games as the first, then vocabulary, then worksheet, but you can put in whatever you would like. I might say, okay, then we're going to do some letters, and then we're going to do some writing. And each of those things could just be one very short 3-minute activity. It doesn't have to be something long, so all of that takes, how many have I got there? So 15 minutes for that whole thing, and they're finished after 15 minutes, and they get to choose their star reward. And I think they might say, oh, I want to go and finish playing with my Lego or my blocks, and so you can put that one there. But again, you can take pictures and use that to create your own type of timetable, but I just made this because I think it's quite cool to be able to have it there and move everything around. Also, as I said, each one of these little boxes matches up to some resources and some ideas that I created in another book for you. Here we have the first then chart, so you need to complete your number work, and then you can have your turn on the iPad or whatever it is that you're choosing. Here on this bit here, we've got a life skill that they could practice every day, such as doing the dishes. We want to make sure that they're learning, having a full range of learning so that they can look after us when we're older, but also because obviously it's something valuable to learn and do. So if we have here, you drag and drop, this is just the explanation page, and then on the next page here, what I would do is I'd say, okay, so that's take the rubbish out. I'm going to choose another one here. Okay, I want you to put all the socks together from this pile of washing. And every time you do that, I'm going to get a tally mark and put that here. So again, we're doing some numbers learning. I'm putting that tally mark there. Oh, how many have I done at the end of the week? Oh, I've done 6, just say. So again, they're learning, they're starting to see how numbers are represented, and I'm representing that in all these different ways, but I'm applying all of this maths and learning to something that's relevant and something that I'm doing. So there you go, that's just another idea of something that you can do here. And the information that goes along with it, is quite a lengthy document, but it goes through all of those little bits there and has some idea for all the bits that you can do. Again, do not feel overwhelmed by this. It's just simply if you are looking for more activities, something to give them to do, and you wanted them to not be just... Okay, so you're going to first of all explain to your child that you will be doing a daily routine for their school. You'll read the social story with your child, you'll have the schedule on display and go through it at the start of every day. Your child will then tick the checklist as they complete each activity. You can use the resources provided for each of your daily routine. Remember, it should be the same each day because the familiarity is comforting and they will feel more secure with this. So that will also breed independence. So if you do not have a printer and can't make the resources, or if you prefer to use it, you can use the interactive routine as a schedule and your child can move the pieces instead of a checklist. And finishing up, just remember that the reason that we want to put a routine in place at home is that it provides structure and predictability, which reduces anxiety and promotes independence. Remember to take it easy and do what works for you. Don't be hard on yourself, do what you can. We all understand what a challenging situation this is, so if you can't do something, you're not going to get in trouble. Your teacher is there to support you. We are supporting the learning support team is supporting the teachers, and we're all here to help you with your child's learning during this challenging time. So we'll all do the best that we can, and congratulations for getting this far, and good luck with the next steps.